You may notice the wind. It doesn't ask the trees for reassurance. And yet the tree stands grounded, giving shade, needing nothing. And isn't that fascinating? The more deeply rooted something is, the more it can sway without breaking. So what happens when you begin to forget the old need to cling? Because right now, in this moment, some part of you might already be remembering what it feels like to belong to yourself. And perhaps without trying, you begin to understand something strange, beautiful, and utterly true. The opposite of dependency isn't disconnection. It's sovereignty with connection. Because what if the feeling once called clingy was only a signal, a misunderstood signal, pointing to a deeper truth? You're whole. You were always whole. You've forgot, and that's okay. Now you're remembering. So let me ask you a question. If a star shined only when someone watched it, would it still be a star? Of course not. It shines because it is, like you. You radiate because you exist. And the funny thing is, people are drawn to light, not need. Need repels. Wholeness attracts. The more complete you feel, the more the world magnetizes to you effortlessly. You see, some people believe they must be close to feel love. But what if distance can deepen it? Imagine two planets orbiting, never clinging, yet always in rhythm. Closeness isn't measured in inches, but in resonance. Let me give you an example. There was once a woman who clung so tight to her partner that she forgot the sound of her own breath. Then one day she remembered the forest. She went alone. The silence scared her until it didn't. When she returned, she didn't need her partner. She chose them, and they noticed, because choice is more attractive than need. Now think of this. There's a way of being where your mere presence, it reassures the universe. You don't say much, you just exist, and people feel safe, because you've anchored your own storm. You've dropped below the surface, where calm lives, where peace is not an outcome, but an identity. Did you feel this now, however subtly, however quietly? Your unconscious is beginning to install a new operating system. I validate myself from within. I trust the ebb and flow. I respect space because I'm vast. Being alone, it isn't absence, it's abundance. Let's loop this deeper. Let me tell you about someone else. They used to feel afraid when their partner didn't reply. They spiraled until they realized silence is not rejection, it's just space. Space is the canvas on which connection is painted. And now every unanswered text, it's an invitation to reconnect to themselves. Curious how some people, they don't need to be loved to feel lovable. How they walk with quiet confidence, as if every cell in their body says, I am enough. Not loudly, just unshakably. You might know someone like that. You're becoming someone like that. Because this isn't just theory, this is rewriting. In this very moment, underneath your thoughts, new synapses are dancing. You're no longer living from a model of, I'm not okay unless you're here. You're now living from, I'm so okay. You will want to be here. Isn't it interesting how neediness creates distance, but wholeness creates magnetism? It's almost paradoxical, like how a flame doesn't chase the moth. It just burns brightly, and the world comes closer to be warmed. And so you burn now, not in desperation, but in radiance. Your core beliefs reshaped. So I wonder, as you breathe right now, which of these new truths are beginning to install themselves first? Because this script is more than words. It's a system, a sequence, a string of neurological dominoes, falling, activating, igniting. Self-trust, boundaries, radiance, magnetism. Here's what's happening beneath awareness. The swish pattern is at work. as old images of need dissolve and they're replaced by confident independence. Anchors are forming every time you breathe in and remember your worth. Metamodel distortions are shifting, as I can't be alone becomes I choose space. Nested metaphors are looping, spiraling, rewiring. Reframes are embedding, until what was once fear is now fuel. You're becoming the one who doesn't chase, because they attract. The one who doesn't collapse, because they expand. The one who doesn't cling, because they connect. Because emotional independence isn't a wall, it's a doorway into true intimacy. Let's take this one step further. What if every time you're alone, you're actually in the company of your truest self? What if that self is magnetic? Because the most attractive person in the room is the one who could leave but chooses to stay. So here it is, the new system, your new inner operating system installed. The belief, I'm secure with myself. The pattern, presence over panic. The strategy, space equals strength. The behaviour, I speak calmly. I set boundaries, I let go. The identity, I'm the one who holds themselves. The purpose, to love without losing self. And the process, to trust, release, to breathe and connect. Because you've moved from fear to freedom, from grasping to glowing, from needing to leading, from clingy to cosmic. And isn't it strange how something so deeply ingrained can shift so easily? Once you remember who you really are. You already are. And as you forget needing, you remember being whole, being enough, being free.